Time for a Kickstarter quick tip.
One of the biggest challenges for most new projects when they start out is, how do you get noticed? We hear this time and time again from new project founders, and even Yancey Strickler, co-founder of Kickstarter, has acknowledged that most projects that fail tend to do so from lack of promotion. So, how do you get your name out there if you haven't been building up an audience and a social media following for years on end? One of the things that comes up very frequently, especially with projects that are very successful, is that they all tend to use cross-promotion. What does this mean? Cross-promotion is when you go to someone else who is already talking to the kind of people who'd be interested in what you're going to be launching, and you talk with them and you either do them a deal or maybe you get to promote them and they will in turn promote you. How does this work in the real world? Well, one of the easiest and most obvious ways is to think about what kind of websites, what kind of blogs do the sort of people who would like your project read already. So, for example, if you're coming out with some new technology gadget, do they read, say, Mashable or TechCrunch? If they're, say, into comics, what are the big kind of comic websites that might be interested in your kind of project? Now, obviously, the larger sites are going to need a bit more of an interesting story than the smaller ones. But remember, even the biggest sites are constantly having to feed their readers new material every day. They're always on the lookout for something interesting. And if your project really is interesting, sometimes all it'll take is just a simple email and voila, you can have your project being talked about and featured in front of hundreds or thousands or even tens of thousands of new viewers. Now, when you're contacting them, it's very important to remember what they're looking for, what's interesting to their readers. If you just send them an email that says, "Hi, I've got a Kickstarter project, would you like to feature it?" you're probably not going to get much of a response from that. But, for example, if you know, let's say, Wired magazine, who we interviewed previously, we know that they're really interested in projects that blur the lines between the internet and the physical world, or the Internet of Things, as they put it. So if you've got a project that does that, then it's worth contacting them and actually explaining to them exactly how your project fits what their readers are interested in. If you do that with a good template that's also personalized at least to a small degree to each and every person that you contact, you're just about guaranteed to get at least a small number of these kinds of sites featuring you. And remember, if they have tens of thousands of viewers each, even getting picked up by 2 or 3 can make the difference between your project getting funded or not. Now, I wouldn't just stop with the various blogs and websites. Also think about what kind of businesses that maybe aren't mainly based on websites would be interested in you. Think about non-government organizations. Think about other Kickstarter projects, maybe in the same category, maybe they're not, but they still have the same kind of people. For example, you'll tend to find geeks will hang out in both the gaming category, especially desktop gaming, the comics category, and also the technology category, and sometimes a certain amount in the design category too. So reach out to those other projects. I'd suggest actually backing those projects first so they can see that you are genuinely interested in their success. Ask them questions, help promote them, and then once you've actually helped them to succeed with their goal, you'll find that it's human nature for them to be more interested in helping you back.